Puddles' Brave Swim, a tale of overcoming fear. In a cozy nest by a serene lake, surrounded by whispering willows and chattering wildlife, there lived a young duckling named Puddles. With soft yellow feathers, big round blue eyes, and a tiny orange beak, Puddles was the picture of duckling delight. He adored splashing along the water's edge, creating ripples that mirrored the sky above. Yet, despite his love for the shallows, Puddles harbored a secret fear that kept him from venturing into the deeper waters. Puddles' fear of water was like a shadow on a sunny day, darkening his happiness. He watched the other ducklings dive and paddle with ease, while his heart raced at the thought of not being able to touch the bottom. The fear weighed on his fluffy shoulders, a heavy stone in his small world. Old Mossback, the wise turtle, would often find Puddles gazing wistfully at the lake. "Water is a friend to all who learn its ways," Old Mossback would say, his gentle brown eyes twinkling with kindness. "Just like you, many young ones have felt the same flutter in their hearts, but in time, they found the water's embrace." "I wish I could be like Featherwing, who overcame her fear, and now swims so bravely," Puddles thought to himself, his heart aching with longing. There was a particular game, duckling dive, that all the young ones played. Puddles yearned to join, to feel the cool embrace of the lake as he searched for shiny pebbles below. But the fear held him back, and tears would often fill his eyes as he watched from the shore. Deep inside, Puddles felt a whisper, a knowing that he too could glide through the water with grace. "One day, I'll find the courage to let the water hold me," he mused, his tiny heart fluttering with hope. One bright morning, as Puddles and Old Mossback ambled along the lake's edge, a gentle hum filled the air. From the water rose Ripples, a water spirit shimmering like morning dew. "Puddles, brave one, the lake holds a secret," Ripple said, her voice as soft as the breeze. "A journey to discover the waters of bravery is yours to embark upon." With a wave of her silken hand, Ripples revealed a vision of the lake's heart, where waters ran deep and clear. "Should you not seek the water's wisdom, the fear will spread, and the joy of swimming will be but a memory," she whispered, her words echoing like a dream. "Remember, though I must leave, my spirit is with you, guiding with each wave and ripple," Ripples assured them. "Trust in your journey, for it is yours alone." A flutter of excitement danced in Puddles' chest. This journey might be the key to my freedom from fear, he thought, his resolve strengthening. With Old Mossback by his side, Puddles began his quest. They waddled through reeds that swayed like dancers, and over pebbles that crunched beneath their feet. "We're in this together," Old Mossback said, his voice steady and sure. As they journeyed, Puddles shared his worries and hopes. "I'm scared," he quacked softly, "but something inside tells me I can do this." Soon, they reached a fork in the path, unsure of which way to turn. Just then, Ripples appeared, transforming into a shimmering arrow, pointing them to the right. With a nod to each other, Puddles and Old Mossback followed the sign, their hearts beating with the promise of the adventure that lay ahead. First steps into the shallow pool. Their first stop was a shallow pool, glistening like a mirror under the sun. Here they met Bubbles, a cheerful frog with skin as green as the leaves in spring. His eyes sparkled with mirth as he greeted them with a croaky, "Hello." "Jumping's my joy," Bubbles said, "but once the water scared me too." With a wink he added, "Watch this." And with a leap and a splash, he showed them how the water was just another place to play. Puddles watched, wide-eyed, as Bubbles used his legs to push against the water, laughing with each leap. "See? It's all about believing you can," Bubbles encouraged. Taking a deep breath, Puddles dipped his toes in, feeling the water's gentle kiss. Water is my friend and playground, he whispered to himself, echoing the happy words he'd been taught. With a little quack of determination, he splashed a bit more, feeling braver with each drop that danced on his feathers. As they left the pool, Ripples appeared, her form swirling in the water. "Well done, Puddles," she hummed. "With every splash, you grow braver." And with a flick of her watery tail, a path of lily pads arose, guiding them to their next adventure. The Babbling Brook's Lesson. The lily pads led them to a babbling brook where the water sang as it flowed over smooth stones. Here they met Streamer, a swift dragonfly with wings that shimmered like a rainbow. Streamer darted over the water, her movements quick and sure. "The water's flow can seem scary, but it's just a dance," she buzzed. "Follow my lead." Puddles watched as Streamer gracefully hovered and dipped, her wings barely touching the water. "Fish swim, ducks paddle, and I can too," Puddles said, finding strength in the words. With Old Mossback's nod of encouragement, Puddles stepped into the brook. The water tugged at his feet, but he remembered Streamer's dance. Mimicking her grace, he let the water guide him, paddling gently, feeling the joy of movement. As they moved on, Ripples once again appeared, her laughter like the tinkling of bells. "Every time you touch water, you feel its gentle hug," she sang. And with a twirl, the brook's water parted, revealing a stepping-stone path to their next destination. Serenity in the reflecting pond. Following the stones, they arrived at a reflecting pond where the water was still and the world seemed to pause. A majestic swan named Serene glided towards them, her feathers as white as the clouds above. "Still waters can teach you calm," Serene said, her voice soft and soothing. "Watch me and learn the silent glide." Puddles gazed as Serene moved with elegance, her reflection a perfect twin. "I am a confident swimmer," Puddles repeated, the happy words becoming part of him. Taking a deep, calming breath, Puddles entered the pond. He moved slowly, imitating Serene's serene glide, feeling the water's support, the fear ebbing away like a retreating tide. Ripples, the water spirit, surfaced once more, her presence a comfort. "Water holds you up and hugs you," she whispered, and the pond's surface rippled outwards, pointing them to the heart of the lake. The heart of the lake's whisper. The heart of the lake was where the waters ran deepest, and the secrets of courage were whispered by the waves. Whisperfin, the shadowy fish, loomed beneath the surface, his presence a silent challenge. Puddles' heart raced, but Old Mossback was by his side. "Swimming is a joyful adventure," Puddles recited, the happy words his shield. Whisperfin emerged, his dark eyes fixed on Puddles. "Do you dare to swim where you cannot see the bottom?" he challenged, his voice a low rumble. Puddles felt the fear, but it was no longer a master. He looked into Whisperfin's eyes and saw not a foe, but a mentor. "I am safe and secure in the water," Puddles declared, and with that, he paddled into the depths. The water embraced him, and as he swam, he felt a freedom he'd never known. Ripples circled around him, her voice a melody of pride. "You have found your courage, Puddles. You have overcome." And as Whisperfin swam alongside him, Puddles realized that the biggest lessons come from facing what scares us most. The lake's heart beat in unison with his own, and he knew he was home. With a gentle nudge, Ripples sent a wave that carried Puddles and Old Mossback back to the shore, their journey complete. Puddles, once afraid, was now a duckling transformed, ready to splash, dive, and swim with a heart full of courage and a spirit as boundless as the waters he once feared. Homecoming and new beginnings. As Puddles and Old Mossback made their way home, the sun dipped low, painting the sky in shades of pink and orange. The gentle lapping of the water against the shore sang a welcome tune. Puddles felt different, lighter, as if he had left his fear in the deep waters of the lake. "Old Mossback," Puddles quacked with a playful twinkle in his eye. "Why don't eggs tell each other secrets?" Old Mossback, slow and steady, turned to him with a curious gaze. "I'm not sure, Puddles. Why don't they?" Puddles let out a merry giggle. "Because they might crack up." The old turtle chuckled, a deep and rumbling sound that seemed to come from the very heart of the lake. As they approached their nest, Ripples appeared once more, her form shimmering in the last light of day. "Puddles, brave little duckling, you've swum through your fear and emerged with courage," she said, her voice a soft melody. "Remember, the lake will always be here to hold you in its watery arms." Puddles looked at the nest, feeling a sense of belonging he had never felt before. The reeds around the nest rustled, as if applauding his return. The stars began to twinkle in the sky, watching over him. Old Mossback settled in his usual spot, his wise eyes reflecting the joy in Puddles' heart. "I am not the duckling I was this morning," Puddles thought, his heart swelling with pride. "The water is my friend, and I am its ally. I can swim, dive, and play without fear." And as he nestled down for the night, he knew that this was just the beginning of his adventures. The next day, Puddles joined the duckling dive game for the first time. As he stood at the water's edge, a tiny flutter of hesitation tickled his chest. But then he remembered the happy words. "Water is my friend and playground," he whispered. With a deep breath and a burst of excitement, he plunged into the water. The other ducklings cheered as Puddles dived deep, his yellow feathers a blur of joy. From then on, Puddles enjoyed all sorts of water activities. He swam races with the other ducklings, explored the lake's hidden nooks, and even helped Old Mossback with his storytelling by providing the sound of gentle waves with his paddling. As Puddles grew, so did his confidence. He swam further and deeper, always feeling the lake's embrace. Sometimes, when the wind was just right, he could hear Ripple's voice, encouraging him to explore new horizons. One sunny afternoon, Puddles noticed a new duckling on the shore, trembling at the water's edge. He swam over and shared his story. "Water is our cheerful playmate, and with every splash, we grow braver." He taught the little one how to paddle, how to use happy words like "I am a confident swimmer," and how to feel the water's friendly hug. Together, they overcame the fear, step by step, Puddles guiding with gentle quacks and patient paddles. Puddles' adventures on the lake were just beginning, and he dreamed of one day teaching all the ducklings to swim with joy. He imagined leading them through the very heart of the lake, where courage flowed like the purest water. And every so often, when the moon was full and the lake was still, Puddles would close his eyes and whisper his dreams to the stars, knowing that anything was possible for a brave little duckling who had learned to love the water.